Hello everybody, Auvbri here. Welcome back to another video here in The Sims 4. Today we are building a mansion. We're building a classic family mansion, a request by one of you guys in one of the videos, comment sections. So if you have a build that you want me to do, you can always write it in the comment section below a video. If you have any ideas, I really appreciate it, and it gives me a chance to build something for you guys other than just my regular modern build. So always let me know in the comment sections below a video if you have an idea of something you want me to build. Now, going into this build, I really wanted to do a classic mansion. Now this person just wrote, can you do like a mansion? And a mansion is a lot of things. It can be like an American style mansion, it can be French, but I wanted to do something classic, something a bit French, something a bit Victorian, something in between with a hint of just some modern touches here and there. So that's what we did. I also made it into a family styled mansion, so there's a lot of rooms in this build. There's a lot of empty space as well, so it is fairly big. It's a fairly big build. So there's a lot of space, so you can always just extend if you want to. You can turn rooms into other things if that's what you want to do, and generally do what you want with the build. That is my philosophy. That you can kind of do what you want with the build. It's totally up to you. As long as I get some of the credit, I'm fine. But we're just working on the general structure here. So we're building in Brindelton Bay, at one of my favorite lot types, or lot locations in this world. So it's right by the harbor, but it has like this its own driveway down, so it's kind of secluded. I really love the way that this lot looks, and I just thought, you know what, a build like this would just fit in perfectly with the whole style and vibe of the kind of build that I'm trying to do. So I actually struggled a lot with the build initially, seeing that it was very hard for me to find a distinction between what the classic element was and what the more modern aspect was. So I was trying to find some styles of windows that I like that would fit in also with the world itself. Yeah, it took a little while, but I think we landed on something really great in the end. So actually there's a lot of good items from different packs that I normally don't use and normally wouldn't use, but in this location and in this kind of type of build that this is, it just fit in so well. So we are going with some of the what is it called, doors from Strangerville. I can't remember what that pack is called actually. Strange Town? Something strange. I think it's Strangeville. Strange Town is from The Sims 2, right? I can't remember. You guys know what the desert world. The other desert world. Those doors are actually really beautiful, but they come in this wonky like green color that I don't really like. But the swatches on it is so good. So it's very classic, very, very beautiful looking. So on one side of the builds, we have this big greenhouse area. Now you're going to see it in the showcase in the end, but also we're gonna build it in here. I had to cut a lot of stuff out, especially with like yard decorations and general room layout as well, because that took a long time. We have a lot of funky angles in this build. I was trying to figure out how can we deal with those. So you're gonna see everything in the showcase in the end, but we have this greenhouse to the one side. I'm gonna do something really cool with that. I think it turned out really nice, and really special looking. I'm super excited about that. And then I wanted to also have like an element that, you know, it is a very classic house, but I also wanted to just move this a bit closer. I also wanted it to feel like it was part of the world. So I found this in the debug mode. I found this fencing. I really loved the way that it looked. We could make a turtle custom fence here that would just fit in with the world so good. So that's what we did. I mean, I think it looks phenomenal, especially in the end. So definitely let me know what you think about that build in the comment section down below. But on the one side, we have the greenhouse. On the other side of the build, I knew I wanted to have a doorway in, but kind of make it so it was kind of like a driveway entrance instead. So we have the main entrance, which is what you're gonna use. It's what you're gonna be using all the time, probably, but I wanted to have the main front entrance. So the entrance with the driveway is kind of just for the people who live there, because you actually walk right into the living room space. But I wanted to throw it in there. Also, I thought it fit in so well. And then when it came to the garden here, I tried to actually make something that looked manicured and stylized, but also I wanted it to look a bit untamed, so it just fit in with the world of Brindelton Bay as well. And we threw in some trees and stuff like that, and I really just tried to make it look part of the world, but also look as if it was actually part of the build. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. Sometimes getting thoughts from in here out to you guys is a bit difficult, but I think it turned out really nice in the end. And throwing in 2 cars here. Now, somebody asked on one of the videos, I can't remember which one, but how I had to debug the way that I did, because it looked very organized and into sections and stuff like that. So there is a mod called the organized debug better build by mode, which I totally encourage you guys to check out. So the thing is, I have this Discord server. On my Discord server, I always put in if I install a new mod to help better my experience of the game. So you can find that mod there. It has all of these great. It also organizes the kits into the kit that it actually came from. It's very, very good, and you can kind of do stuff in the game that you wouldn't normally be able to do. So definitely give that a look. Really good. Or you can also just search better build by mode Sims 4 mod on Google, and it shows up as one of the first things. So that's it. Going into the build here. Now, I wanted to have, normally when I would build a build like this, I think that I would make like, a grand staircase in the middle and then have like entrances on either side of the staircase. I wanted to do something different here. And actually, I had this thought that, you know what, Auvbri, you never really use the angled staircases. And I don't know why, to be honest. I think maybe it's because I find it very tedious to actually fit them in there, and also just because I want them spiral staircases, which we still haven't gotten. I don't understand why we haven't gotten those. It's been like in every single Sims game ever except The Sims 4. So she's apparently doing her own thing in The Sims 4, but I find them a bit difficult. Also, they delete walls if you don't place them right, and you have to have space outside to actually fit them in and twirl them and bend them and stuff like that. I just find it very tedious and difficult, but I wanted to do it in this one, and it just fit in so well. I really love the way that it looks. Of course, we have marble flooring in the main areas, so we have it in the foyer, the entrance area. We have it upstairs here in this kind of hallway area as well, and then we have it all throughout the downstairs. Except the greenhouse. In the bedrooms, we have this nice light wooden flooring, which I thought looked very cool in here. The kitchen is my favorite room of this house. I think it turned out so good. It's like I wanted to use items that I normally wouldn't use that much. So I actually went into the I can't remember what that pack is. The latest expansion pack, the one with the Henford and Backley town. You guys know which one I mean, but that expansion pack came with a lot of great stuff. Not so much in the build buy section that you would normally use. You actually have to go into the debug mode to find a lot of stuff. But just I wanted to use items that I would normally use that would also fit in with this build. I love the way that this kitchen turned out. It's very sophisticated. It's very very classic, but it also has like this kind of edge to it. So as soon as we start like here throwing in furniture and stuff like that and really combining the classical with the a bit more contemporary stuff, I think it turned out into something really special. Also just having this huge opening into the greenhouse that is below, I thought that was just so good. Like you're allowed to say that your builds are good, and I think that this turned out freaking awesome. I wanted to have a greenhouse down here because for me, when I build houses, I kind of create these characters in my head of what type of sim or sims live here. And in my head, the missus of the house is a lady, but she enjoys her yard work, but she don't actually want to go outside to do her yard work. She wants to be inside to do her flowers and stuff like that. So I created this nice little area for her, also off the kitchen. And of course, she likes to host as well. So we have this great big dining room with lots of seating areas, or seats for potential guests to come. And then to the side there, we have this very big living room. I actually had a lot of trouble filling up the living room with stuff because it was so big. But when I went into to Google to find, you know, pictures of classic living rooms and stuff from what this build would kind of be based off, they had so much space, guys. Like, damn, they were just rolling around in space, and I was like, okay, so we can definitely make this work. I mean, it's good. So I went into the vintage Glamour pack, which is actually, I feel like it's a very controversial pack, but it's actually one of my favorites. Because I use the stuff from there a lot. I really love the way that it looks. It's kind of classic, it's kind of contemporary and modern looking. So I actually use that stuff a lot, but I just tried to, you know, make this base usable somewhat, and then put in stuff that I thought would, you know, dress up the room. But I didn't want it to be too much, so it was a living room. I think it turned out good. Like, there's a lot of space, but I'm really happy overall about how it turned out. The entrance area here is also one of those spaces where you feel like you have way too much room. So what are you gonna do in a space like that? I actually threw in this big plant. I thought it looked fabulous and stunning in here. So big and so grand, and I just loved the way that it looked. It just fit in like a glove. It's from a kit, the Mediterranean kit. Honestly, I don't remember what the kits are called, because they spit those things out like a crazy person. So at this point, I had already done a lot of stuff upstairs because it was turning into a long video. And I was like, okay, so some of this stuff is not that important, so we can show it in the showcase instead. It's a lot more appreciated in there. But we have two big bedrooms. We also have a children's room. You, of course, can do with whatever you want with these rooms. It's totally up to you. And then in the middle, you know, bathrooms, kind of library section area, and that's kind of it. So I think it turned out all really, really nice, but you're gonna see it in the showcase, so let's jump into it right now. So here we have the build. You can kind of see it in the distance there. I think it fits in beautifully with the town of Brindelton Bay. I love the way that it looks from the outside. You of course could have gone with another color choice for the exterior of the build, but I just thought that, you know, this very light colored brick, yeah, let's call it brick stonework on the exterior with the dark roof looked really good. It also fit in with the pillars really greatly. So I'm overall super happy about how it turned out and the way that it just fits into the world. Also, it's something that I don't normally build that often, so trying something new here and building something that I wouldn't normally do is really fun for me. So I hope you guys like the build. Like, let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoyed this build, if it's something you're gonna pick up on the gallery. Also, just a little teaser for those of you who actually made it to the end of the video here. The next build coming to the channel is gonna be so good. It's so cute. It's just something different. I really love the way that it turned out. It's in the newest world of Henford and Backley. So just stay tuned for that. But here we have the library area, and you can kind of see the entrance from below one of the bedrooms here. So I tried to do different color schemes in the different bedrooms, just to kind of differentiate the bedrooms from themselves. And then we have a little seating nook here. Of course, there's multiple fireplaces in this build as well. You know, because we had the chimneys on the roof and we had to fill up the space with fireplaces. Also, I just feel like fireplaces would work in a build like this. But again, the pink room and the blue room, I tried to, you know, use different colors. And of course, we had the children's bedroom. I don't know why I didn't went in there. The greenhouse here, where you can kind of look into the kitchen. I don't know about you guys, but I just love the way that looks. In the kitchen here, it's a style, like it's definitely a classic style, but I love the way that it turned out. So that being said, while we take a look at the rest of the build here, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this build, and if you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about the build. If you have any ideas, also comment section down below. I have a long list of builds that I want to do, so I write them on there as soon as I get ideas from you guys or myself. So comment down below what you thought about the builds, or if you have any ideas. While you're down there, why not throw this video a like and a subscribe and share it with your friends. It really helps me out a great big deal, and helps getting the channel back on its feet after a long personal break from me from the channel. But yeah, again, I really hope you guys enjoyed the builds. So let's just take a look at the blueprint here, so you can kind of see it from above the two floors. And again, remember, you can get this build on the gallery right now. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else for me to really say other than thank you so much for watching, and have a truly fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I hope to see you next time. You know that thing when you love something so much that you can't talk about it, or can't stop talking about it? Yeah, that's the way that I feel about this kitchen and this build. I'm sorry, guys. I love the kitchen, okay?